Hello my Wolfpack and welcome to a brand new series on the channel. I am so excited for this. This is the RBL, the Raikou Sticks Battle League Season 3. Now obviously, if you haven't checked this out before, go check out my Season 2 playlist, go watch all those videos. I think there's like 14 videos in there, well 28 with the team builders. But yes, we are the reigning champions of the Raikou Sticks Battle League of the RBL. And this is a lot of pressure put on us. I'm recording this way after like the actual draft's taken place. But yeah, I am really excited. Really excited for this league. I really love this thumbnail as well. I think I did a really good job with this thumbnail personally. But yeah, there's a lot of pressure on me this season. Honestly, a lot of problems could happen. Not a lot of problems. A lot of people I think are probably going to be wanting to defeat me because realistically, obviously I'm the reigning champ. I know Ben is definitely going to be Alpha Blood. I know Zeph's already said he wants the title. Unfortunately we don't get to verse Zeph in the main season, but hopefully we both make it to playoffs. But yeah, we are going to go through this. I apologise if I'm a little bit snuffly and just sound a bit eh. I have a cold at the minute and it's just come through this morning and I kind of need to record some stuff to get uploaded tonight because this has already been delayed long enough. So let's get going with this. I was like the 12th or 13th pick. I was quite late on in the draft. But my first pick was Gmax Venusaur. I decided that this season there were 3 Pokemon that I wanted and the rest of the Pokemon I was not bothered by. So Gmax Venusaur was my first pick. I honestly think this is one of the best Gmaxes, especially for the team that I was going for. So we obviously have the ability to do Sleep Powder, we have Chlorophyll access, we have access to Gmax, I can't think what it is, I think it's Wild Volume or something, but that will just be residual damage. We've also got access to running it as a normal Venusaur instead of Gmax, because that is in the rulings, and I could run Max Overgrowth if I wanted to. There's Max Ooze, obviously, which is really beneficial to a lot of my team, because I have got a lot of special ones this season. You have got, obviously, access to things like Earth Power, Weather Ball, which are really good. Leech Seed is an option, Toxic even. Growth in the Sun is going to be absolutely fantastic. Definitely going to try that 1 week. But yeah, Gmax Venusaur honestly is going to look really good on my team. It's one that I've been really wanting to use for quite a while, and I'm getting to use it. I was hoping it was going to make it down to my pick, and it did, so I'm really happy about that. Next up, we've got Torco. Now, obviously, Gmax Venusaur and Torco combine really nicely together. My backup was Ninetales in this case, but Torco was still there, so I was like, you know what? We're going for Torco. We are going for this slow turtle. And Torco obviously has access to things like Drought, which is going to be really helpful in combination with Venusaur. I think it's Venacol is the actual terminology in VGC for it. It has access to things like Sludge Bomb, so for Max Ooze if I need to use that at all. Flamethrower, Sunny Day, Will-O-Wisp, Earth Power, lots and lots of good moves this thing's got access to, and hopefully we can make this work. So hopefully we can make this work. It's a really good combination, but by itself Torco is really good. It's really defensive as well. It can live lots and lots of different hits, which is really fantastic. I haven't really got much more to say about Torco. All I know is that I just want to use it. I want to have a Sun user on my team, or a Drought user on my team. Obviously the only options are Torco and Ninetales. And Torco just seemed to fit better into my team, so that's what I went for. Moving on to my third mon, I have got Corvo Knight. Now, this might seem like a little bit of a weird pick, but in my opinion, Corvo Knight is running the same role as what Mandibuzz ran last season, but just slightly better. In some respects, slightly worse in one respect. The worst aspect is that it's base 67 speed, whereas Mandibuzz, I think, was base 85 speed. So there is that speed difference. Getting Tailwind off is a little bit more difficult. Screeching and Fake Tears got access to both of them, which is really fantastic. Really good support that allows for Mirror Armor as well to reflect back any stat drops, which is really fantastic. We have got access to Iron Head, Drill Peck, Brave Bird, a good variety of moves, even U-Turn if I need to get that kind of switch up going there. We've got the access to screens. Honestly, Corvo Knight is just such a cool mon. It has access to so many different things. It's pretty bulky as well, which means it should hopefully live some hits. But yeah, honestly, Corvo Knight, really fantastic mon. I'm really excited to use it. I'm hoping that it's going to be putting a lot of pressure onto the opponent's team. I know it isn't used particularly commonly, but it is a really good mon that I'm really hoping is going to put in a lot of work this season as a fantastic support. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to run it as a sweeping mon, but it's going to be a really good support mon regardless. Next up, I thought we need something fast and we need something that hits hard, and Tabicoco fit that bill. I thought, you know what? I could do some terrain. I didn't really think it through because obviously the sleep powder combination with electric terrain isn't the best, but obviously there is access to things like telepathy Tabicoco, which is obviously a viable mon in doubles especially. But we've got Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam. You've got things like Screech on it as well, Protect, like every other mon. You've got a few other moves as well, which are pretty darn cool. Can't remember off the top of my head. They've got physical ability to run it, and it has got quite a nice physical attack. I think it has access to Work Up as well. I'm not sure if it's in VGC though. But honestly, Tabicoco can do a lot of work. It can put in a lot of work and just kind of blitz through teams, especially in combination with a Max Ooze from either the Venusaur or the Torco. Yeah, this thing can just sweep through teams. At +1, I think realistically we're going to have a lot of damage output that's going to really cause a lot of problems for the opposing Pokemon. So yeah, I'm really happy about Tabicoco. Synergy-wise, there is a little bit of a conflict, but if an opponent has something like Amoonguss, or any sleep Pokemon that has Snore, not Snore, Spore, one letter difference, but all the difference in the move, yeah, that's just going to be wiped out by my electric terrain, so that's a really good thought with that. Also, Electric Seed is a possibility if the opponent's running a really physical team. So yeah, that's kind of my thought process there, and hopefully we get on really well with this. I think Tabicoco is going to be a lovely addition to the team. Next up, now I was going to pick Meowstick. My next choice was originally Meowstick because Meowstick had access to Prankster, Sunny Day, Rain Dance if I needed it for any reason, Screens, Fake Tears. I don't think it had access to Screech. It had access to Trick Room though, so lots of really good moves, but it got picked up literally I think like 3 or 4 picks before me. Actually no, I think it was a bit earlier than that, but yeah, it got picked and I was absolutely gutted. I was like, oh no, because I really wanted it. So I decided to go to Morgrem as a Prankster mon because Grimmsnarl was already gone and I couldn't get another tier 1 anyways. But Grimmsnarl, not Grimmsnarl, Morgrem has access to obviously to Prankster, Fake Tears, has access to Screens, which obviously is really nice on the Prankster, Fake Out, has a relatively okay special attack stat, base 75, obviously with the Max Ooze combination that could work really well. You've got access to a couple of other moves like Trick as well, so Trick can be really helpful. Yeah, lots and lots of really nice moves on Morgrem, and I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to use it to my advantage in this. As I said, I've got quite a special team. 1, 2, 3, 4 of my mons so far are special ones, so using those Fake Tears Prankster can be really helpful in working this team. Yeah, I think that's all I've got to say about Morgrem. It was like a second/third kind of option to Meowstick. There was another one that I did look at, but then I was like, I wasn't sure. I think it was Klefki I was actually looking at, and I was just like trying to weigh up between Morgrem and Klefki. And I think Morgrem, because it was a tier 4, it can still do stuff. So I thought, you know what, for my tier 4, let's go with that. Next up, we have Palestine. Now, this is a bit of a weird pick for me, honestly. Palestine, I thought would just work quite nicely. I needed a ground type and I needed a ghost type. I knew that I needed both of those typings, and Palestine kind of fit in with it. It's got water compaction, obviously, so I can set up my defenses with like surf and stuff, and we've got access to a large variety of pretty decent moves. We've got access to Sludge Bomb again for Max Oozers, as I said, running a very special team, so having that as an option. Shadow Ball, Earth Power, which is really nice. I'm sure it's got some other moves as well. I'm pretty sure it's got access to Trick. I'm pretty sure it might have access to things like Hypnosis as well. Hypnosis Blunder Policy could be really interesting because it's a slow mon, but at the same time, if I can get a Trick Room up on like Torco and Palestine and run a Trick Room variant, this thing can just sweep through because it's got a really high special attack. And yeah, Palestine is one of the like lesser expected picks that I went for. But I've wanted to use it for a while, and honestly I think it just looks good on this team. I thought it just fit in quite nicely, giving me that immunity. I haven't really got many weaknesses to I've got a weakness to electric so far, and I think I do pick up one more weakness to electric later on. But we are going to definitely work with Palestine, and hopefully it's going to work really well. After that, I was thinking I need a normal type. So I went for Taurus. Taurus is a really, really fun mon to use. In my opinion, it's one of the best Dynamaxes in the game. I think it's just fantastic Pokemon. Base 110 speed, really good attack. I think base 100 or 120, I think it might be. And yeah, it's just Intimidate, Sheer Force, Life Orb, Anger Point if I can get like a critical hit move that, so like Circle Throw or something. I don't actually know if I have any mons with that, but I haven't really thought about it yet. I'm sorry, my nose is just being a pain. But yeah, Taurus honestly going to work really, really nicely in this team. I haven't got an amazing amount of bulk right now, so the Intimidate can come in handy. It can max Knuckle to set up for my physical mons. It can also actually max Ooze, because I think it gets access to Gunk Shot, has access to a large variety of moves. Earthquake for max Quaking, Iron Head for max Steel Spiking. I'm not sure if it has access to any flying type moves. I need to double check that, but yeah, it just is a really, really good mon. Hopefully we are going to see it tear through some teams. Obviously it's really fast as well, so it's going to outspeed a lot of different mons. The only issue is like if a Trick Room gets set up. I have got obviously Palestine, Torco, which are very slow. Morgrim's pretty slow as well, but it does get that prankster boost in its priority. And then Venusaur, you know, I'm not necessarily going to run a lot of speed into it because I'm going to plan for the Chlorophyll or the Tailwind with it. So yeah, that's my thought process with Taurus. Next up was Komo. Now Komo is one that I've been interested in for a very, very long time. I ran Komo in the TBL Season 3, and it has returned to the team this season. I was looking for a fighting type, and I also knew I needed a dragon type, and there wasn't really too many dragon types left. And I saw Komo, and I was like initially thinking, oh, Clangorous Soul could be really, really good because it gives us an Omni boost, and then things like Tabicoco could use Psych Up, which would copy those stats and get a +1 in universal stats, which I think would be really, really fantastic. But after talking to the commissioner, it seems that Clangorous Soul isn't legal, or at least that's what they said. Obviously, if that rule changes, then I will use it at another point. But it still has access to things like Dragon Dance. It has access to, oh my goodness, lots of special attacks, lots of physical attacks as well. It's actually usable as both forms. Even a Mix Sweeper it can be. It has access to not too many good support moves, at least from what I can remember, but honestly this thing can just be a beat stick and can just destroy things, especially under a Tailwind. This thing is just going to tear through the vast majority of teams. So I'm really, really looking forward to using Komo, and I think it's definitely going to be a really, really good mon on this team. Yeah, I love Komo, one of my favourite mons. Obviously the Fairy weakness is a huge problem. I do obviously have Corvo Knight that resists it and Torco that's resisting it currently. But the Fairy weakness is the big problem here. Oh, and I think Venusaur probably resists it as well because it's poison type. Next up, now at this point I was kind of having to change up plans because I wasn't really sure what I wanted. I think at one point I wanted Alakazam, but then I saw Esperon and I thought Esperon worked really, really nice with this team. It's a very like underrated pick, I think. It has access to things like Allo Switch, Trick Room, good speed as well, Psychic, lots and lots of really good capabilities for it to use in doubles. But yeah, I think it's an underrated pick. It does get a lot of good support moves. Yawn as well is potentially a good move. Also, yeah, I just think Esperon can work a lot of ways in this team. It can work combined with another mon. I don't know if it gets Screech or Fake Tears or anything. I imagine it probably gets Fake Tears, but I don't actually know. But worst comes to worst, I can just use Esperon as Beat Stick. It's got like base 110, 120 special attack, which is really, really high. And yeah, Esperon, bit of a weird pick, but I'm here for it. I'm going to use it. And the last pick, I had my tier 5 left, and it was Drazeal. And Drazeal is actually a really good mon. Actually, it's a surprisingly decent mon in this format. So we've got access to, again, I think Fake Tears. You've got access to Fake Out, Aqua Jet, a good variety of water type moves, I don't even know what else, but it has actually got a decent capability. It's very niche in what it does, but it's definitely able to do some different things to some different mons, and I'm really here for it. But yeah, that's my team. Honestly, there's a lot of synergy aspects here that I think could work. So Corvo Knight basically with anything, as a support mon works really, really nicely. Morgrim with more or less anything, except Komo looks really, really nice. Venusaur Torco obviously work really nicely. You've got Corvo Knight Tabicoco, I think will be a really, really good combination. Palestine Tabicoco can work. Esperon with basically anything could work nicely with the ally switch antics. Yeah, I haven't got a dark type on the team though, which is... Oh no, I have got a dark type, Morgrim. So Esperon and Morgrim together could potentially be a really nice combination to go for, because obviously the ally switch, and then Morgrim can set up things like reflect and light screen, and I can just have a few defensive turns, and then obviously with Esperon, if I have a really good investment into it, I can then just start breaking down that opposing team with a lot of damage output, and Morgrim can then just start fake tearsing and really lower down the aspects of the opposing Pokemon. So I think that will work really, really nicely. Komo, as I said, with Corvo Knight in that speed increase would be really, really nice. Taurus is Intimidate with some of the more frail mons on my team. So for example, Gmax Venusaur can work really nicely. Even Drazeal. Although I'd probably run Eviolite, maybe even Choice Scarf on it, but we'll see kind of what happens. But yeah, that is my draft analysis. I hope you've enjoyed this. My team was actually put 8th on the analysis, the official analysis list. I think Ben did his own. It was I was 10th. Does that mean anything though? Because last season I think I was like 9th or 8th on Ben's list, and I won it all. So yeah, we are going to work our way through this league, and hopefully we are going to pick up a few wins along the way. I would really love to get to the finals again. And I think, yeah, I'm just going to have a lot of fun with this season, and hopefully we get on really well with it. But yeah, that is all for today. Please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know anything down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out of here, so have a good one, and I'll see you soon.